Hello everybody, welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be the weekend check-in for the collective. So the energies have been very intense. I really didn't feel like being on camera today, so I set it up a little bit different. I didn't want to not talk about the energies, but I was in a lot of ascension energies the last couple of days. I've downloaded a lot of new light codes, and so with that does come like a level of clearing, integration, and I'm just really, really tired. And so we have some very powerful shifts going on this weekend. We are in preparation for this new moon eclipse in Scorpio, and so Libra, Venus has been in Libra, and now it is shifting into Scorpio. We also have the sun going into Scorpio this weekend, and so whenever we get to this 29-degree mark and we close out this justice energy is what kept coming through. You think of Libra is the scales of justice, balance. And so there's a lot of energy indicating us really staying present with our intuitive gifts. And with all of the energies kind of coming through this weekend, it's kind of coordinating this. And so get ready to kind of break the veil of illusion. Where have you been living in a state of illusion in your life, especially when it comes to relationships? It is also this very magnetizing energy when it comes to attracting or captivating somebody into your energy field when it comes to maybe a relationship. But with all aspects, there's positive challenges, there's negative challenges. And so I feel we're really going to want to be aware of any overindulgence issues coming up this weekend, or where you've played into extravagance. With the Venus energy coming through, it always does deal with love and finances. And so the two are not really separate. So we do have the Sun conjunct Venus, which is bringing in this energy of love, peace, harmony, beauty. And so there is going to be a big focus on romantic relationships, new creative endeavors, your finances, investing wisely. And so this really is a good influence, a sociable influence, a really good omen when it comes to building a new romantic partnership. And I do also want to mention beauty does not only come from the outside, but it is an inside energy. And when we come from a place of compassion, empathy, sympathy, and we have this strong belief in unity, consciousness, and unconditional love, this gives way to a greater appreciation for the journey, for beauty of who you are from the inside out. And so appearances are just that, right? Everything is deeper than surface appearances. And so it's also this energy of maybe wanting to beautify your home, reorganize your home, freshen up the space. I think of Empress energy with Venus. And so on the flip side, though, Venus energy can have a reputation for being a little bit lazy and indulgent. And so it's about balancing the two, right? We don't want to be a glutton with our energy, or the sun's going to come in and burn us, right? So we do have Mercury trine Saturn. We also have Saturn about to station direct. And so this is giving way for good concentration, attention to detail. It's the energy of not wanting to make mistakes and sustaining that mental balance when it comes to maybe a serious discussion that needs to be had, or making an important decision. Common sense, right? Common sense, practicality. This really is a good time to start planning for the long term, signing those new soul contracts, new business deal contracts. It's really good time for real estate is what I feel, because we're going to have that confidence about making a commitment or making a big decision. And we are capable of putting our mind towards anything. And so our thoughts are constantly manifesting. And so this energy of new partnerships and new friendships coming in that will be long-lasting and dependable. I got cats on both sides of me, so the cats are all over me. And so I do think family matters. Family matters are going to be in focus this weekend. And then on Sunday, we have Venus going into Scorpio. The sun is entering into Scorpio, and Saturn is stationing direct. So Sunday's going to be a big, big day. We talk about Venus in Scorpio. It can be a very controlling energy, right? It can be a very jealous, possessive energy in low vibration. And so, but Venus in Scorpio, what I kept hearing was the power of love. we can't force people to do what we want them to do or vice versa. And so love has to be accompanied by desire, right? And so there's this strong sexual energy kind of radiating in the collective when it comes to wanting to manifest this deep sense of emotional stability in our lives. And so with Venus in the second house rules finances, our self-worth, our self-value. So really pay attention to your second house, I feel, because it's connected to security and material wealth. There's huge potential for windfall or receiving an inheritance or property of some sort, manifesting material wealth. So material matters, I feel, are also coming up in the energies this weekend. The second house is going to be in Libra, and so it is this energy of balancing the scales, right? We are here to represent balance in everything, including our financial budget, I want to mention. And so this can also bring in, on the flip side, this very distressed energy if there's any sudden upheaval and changes when it comes to maybe your plans or your financial status. So the second house does rule possessions and self-value. And so when we come from a low vibration, we don't really hold a high personal value of self. And so that will affect our material world, our material value. And so this energy, though, is indicating stepping into high self-esteem because it does rule finances and stuff like that. And we all have the ability to build unlimited wealth, but it's all in relation to how we feel about ourselves with our self-worth. And so our relationship with money, with our resources are playing a huge role in the energies this weekend. And what's been a recurrent negative theme or pattern throughout your life when it comes to financial extremes. So I do feel that's going to be a major player in the energies this weekend. So you might want to sit down and journal about how do you actually feel about money? How do you gather resources? What are your honest feelings about your self-worth? Are you a possessive person? Do you have a lack of security when it comes to your emotions? How much of you feels like you are enough? So these are questions, I think, coming up, or where you have given money power over your life, control over your life, which can likely lead to struggling to holding on to money, or where have you been overly possessive or undervalued yourself? And so materialism, greed, fear when it comes to finances or your security are coming up. And all of this is tied to your self-esteem. And so all of this is going to be dependent on your own chart, how you've integrated these lessons into your life. And so these may or may not be struggles that you'll have to face this weekend, but it's this energy of getting in check with yourself and reflecting on your self-worth, your self-value, and your financial status. And so we have to build that healthy relationship with money so we don't have that, as our self-worth. So material items can never give us a sense of self-worth. We have to stop placing so much value on the material world. And I think that's a big lesson coming up this weekend with this second house energy. And then with the sun entering into Scorpio, Scorpio likes to go deep, right? Scorpio can be very extreme with their energies. It is a very fixed sign, but Scorpio has this beautiful creative mind, right? Because they're not afraid to go deep. I feel this underlying anger is being anticipated. I feel like this underlying overreaction coming forward this weekend in order for all of us to tap into our ancient gifts, right? And so I feel we're stepping into spiritual and mental maturity, especially with Saturn stationing direct. I kind of just feel it's kind of time to get going along, but I feel it's going to feel like we're off to a rough start with this new cycle. It's like this energy of mountain climbing. I was shown like climbing a mountain. I was shown the 10th house card in one of my decks over here, and it's like climbing the mountain, finding that pinnacle when it comes to your 10th house, your fated destiny this lifetime. And so it's this possibility of being met with some impediments, or feeling like you're going backwards, or you might have to reroute your map when it comes to taking a different trail through all of these challenges. We can't ever avoid certain situations, but it's this energy of risk meeting reward is kind of what's coming through. And so it might feel like you've been backtracking, but I feel at this point in time on the journey, it's time for us to resume ascending up the mountain. And so I feel it's going to be positive and negative when it comes to some significant events. It's going to all be dependent on where you're at, what's taking place. You might just need a few days of space. You might be feeling like you're facing all kinds of karmic consequences or utterly distracted in the energy. So it can go one of two ways, but I feel we're not wanting to ingress or regress. We're going through this huge clearing in preparation for this eclipse on the 25th. And so right now, things aren't always as they seem on the surface. We've got some pretty hefty energies kind of mashing together. But this is where we kind of get struck out of our comfort zone. And so this could be big time losses in love and money that will leave a mark when it comes to your ego. And these are all fear-based energies that we need to release control. A lot of stuff is happening that's going to be out of our control over the coming weeks. And so a lot of shocking, surprised, grand epiphanies and endings in order to evaporate this stuckness. And so significant shifts this weekend. We do have Mars about to go retrograde, and so there's a gift in this energy, right? Gemini energy can be this mastermind when it comes to finding a solution to a negative situation. And so I feel just get ready to get knocked off your feet this weekend, one extreme or the other. And Saturn's going to arrive in Pisces going into March, and so all of these energies are revealing something huge when it comes to our ascension journey. And so a big energy of facing your fear, getting on with it, and taking one step at a time forward, kind of like that Jordan Sparks song. I think it is One Step at a Time. Jordan Sparks, go check it out. I don't know why that just came to me. But because of the Venus energy coming through, I'm going to use the Romance Angels deck today. We're going to get a few messages with the Romance Angels. So look at that. We've got magnetic attraction, connection, and flirt. So extend lighthearted energy. And when we are in that energy of high self-worth, high self-value, we're feeling good about ourselves, it's so easy to just extend that loving, lighthearted energy. And that's what makes you magnetically attracted, right? So somebody, I feel, has attracted a new romantic, loving connection this weekend. So in order to enjoy this connection, you're going to just have to be in the moment, present fully in the moment, without any reservations. There's no need to control, right? So we're going to do 3 cards with the Romance Angels. Love yourself first. There's that self-worth, that self-value coming up. And so this is what makes us romantically attractive. When we have self-respect, when we have self-worth, when we're making positive choices for our life, we're magnetically attractive. And so somebody here, I feel, has mastered the lesson of self-worth. It is an art, right? And so this is going to bring in a new connection is what I'm feeling. So let's see what else needs to come through, guys. Getting to know each other. This is interesting. I actually was out on a date last night, and it was a beautiful connection. And so getting to know each other, I feel there is something new coming in here. And so get ready to reveal your innermost self to this person to deepen a bond. A bond will deepen. And this is going to be a very healing connection. So I feel this is about forgiveness, healing family issues, and you might just want to take some time to disconnect because this is definitely a connection worth waiting for. There is divine timing at work in somebody's life right now, and so I feel there is some family issues coming up to be healed within this connection, and there is going to be a deep bond, and maybe the two of you will retreat and disconnect together. So let's see what needs to come through with the tarot today. So let's cut the deck and see. So the Magician reversed, Gemini energy, and then we get the Awakening. So there might be a temporary pause. You might be meeting somebody this weekend and there might be a beautiful spark, but it's going to cause this energy of needing to reflect, to gain some insights. I think maybe a connection where you're going to see this person in a whole new light. I feel somebody has gotten to a point too where they're feeling hopeless in a situation where they feel maybe there's no magic left in their life and they're having a hard time manifesting success because there's a lack of belief in self. So let's see what else needs to come through. We're going to do 9 cards, guys. But I do think it's a good time to disconnect. I feel we are rounding the completion of these major karmic cycles. And so we are going to need that time of self-reflection. Look at that. The Empress reversed. We got Taurus, Libra. The Chariot reversed. Cancer energy. The Seven of Wands in reverse. So we do have a feminine here that has been struggling with self-worth and self-value. And we get the Three of Swords. The Three of Cups in reversed. The Two of Swords reversed. So 2 big energies of dropping defenses, blocks being removed. And I do think maybe there is going to be an ending that will hurt. But there was some type of third-party interference here, and this needed to come to an end. And so there might be a feminine stepping into self-worth and self-value, I feel, coming to maybe a realization of an unrequited love situation. And there is a feminine, I feel, going through an awakening, a wake-up call. But this is going to get somebody to move forward and to go within, to disconnect and turn within. And so maybe this is a connection that's going to come swiftly on your path to make you realize your self-worth and your self-value. Then we get the Emperor with the Two of Cups. Very interesting. And a masculine wanting to balance some karma out here. So in the past, we have something that came to a dead stop here with the Empress reversed and the Chariot reversed. This could have been in the past somebody that went through a very painful heart chakra activation. And there was a need to find some balance after a big loss. I do feel a feminine here that, you know, had to dig herself up from rock bottom. I feel maybe was abandoned in her time of need. This could have been like an emotional breakdown in the past. But I do feel somebody, you know, released all of these walls on their heart. And maybe it did lead to a painful ending. Maybe it did lead to a separation. And I feel something is finally being looked at when it comes to making a decision. Maybe somebody had the rose-colored glasses on here. But, you know, the Page of Swords in reverse, this is an unwelcome, unwanted message. Or maybe there needs to be a conversation about a past misunderstanding that deeply hurt somebody, left somebody at rock bottom. Maybe in the past there was some interference. Maybe there was gossip. Maybe there was people that got into this connection. I always find on this Three of Cups, it's like we have 2 divinely guided soulmates, 2 very enlightened beings, and this darker feminine energy come between 2 people. I do feel the cancellation of an engagement of some sort, or definitely some news that you don't want to hear. But I feel in the past there was a lot of challenges with some communication. I also feel, you know, with the Page of Cups in reverse, this is like, I'm not emotionally investing in third-party energy anymore. I'm not going down that path again. I'm going to value myself, know my worth, and I'm awakening to this revelation of I deserve better than this, and maybe I'm going to release my fears and go towards what it is that I deserve. You know, going within, learning this lesson, trusting in my intuition. I feel somebody received some poor guidance and did not, you know, listen to that gut intuition saying, hey, maybe leave this situation behind. But I feel this affected somebody's entire belief system. So I do feel maybe there is somebody that wants to come back and balance some scales and do the right thing. But I also feel the Emperor dealing with an Empress in reverse, there was control issues here, without a doubt, some control issues. And maybe this is going to be the resurgence of somebody from the past. Maybe once this Empress learns her worth and her value, it is going to bring in a true pair, a true equal. But we are going to look into the Empress reversed a little bit deeper here, guys. So there is a feminine learning to love herself first. Absolutely. And look at that. And that's bringing in a balanced union of some sort, I feel. Yes, this Empress absolutely went through a very painful ending and likely went through a period of deep sadness and grief, maybe for up to 3 years. But I feel this is the end of the suffering, and there is a major realignment taking place. And if there was an unjust situation, something is being made right. I feel a feminine that maybe was dealing with somebody that lacked integrity and deeply hurt her, and maybe they've been withholding taking action, bringing in an apology. But I feel a feminine just releasing, no longer waiting for validation or an apology, and taking those steps to go towards manifesting abundance in her life. So I feel by that Scorpio new moon, there's going to be a revelation, and some blocks are going to be removed. I feel somebody's all done pretending that, you know, a situation is going to be okay, all done over analyzing and just making that head over heart decision is what I'm feeling. So let's take a look at these blocks that are being removed. Because even with the moon reversed, it's like breaking free from an illusion of some sort and going towards victory. So there's that energy of lacking self-worth and self-value. I feel a feminine here that dealt with somebody that lacked integrity, was very manipulative, had questionable motives, and it really took somebody's self-worth down. I feel could have been dealing with somebody with narcissistic motives, definitely somebody who lacked integrity. And I feel the block being removed is somebody is stepping into their worth and their value is what I'm feeling, and they know that they have what it takes to break free from these challenges. And I think they're releasing the illusion of maybe a reunion with somebody when it comes to something coming back is what I'm feeling. So I feel somebody's learning a major life lesson, and there's been resistance to learning this lesson. Could be dealing with a fixed sign. We do have Libra here, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Libra, Cancer. But I feel a lesson where there's been resistance to learning this is about to come full circle. And there is a feminine stepping into her worth and her value. She's all done grieving over the past, focusing on the negative. She's stepping into her worth and her value and the truth that she deserves an equal partner is kind of what I'm feeling. And releasing somebody that I feel there was never equal giving and receiving, never balance. And so I feel a feminine stepping into truth, overcoming obstacles, knowing that everything is going to work out. And maybe this will bring in some clear communication to tie up some loose ends before the blessings come in. But I feel somebody stepping into her worth and her value. And this very well could bring in somebody that has a golden opportunity for her, somebody that does see her worth and her value. So there is a need to move on from a situation that has brought you a lot of emotional discontentment. Somebody here is on a spiritual journey, and I do feel somebody is about to step into a lot of success, meeting somebody new, somebody that will be a true match, a true leader, and this is what you deserve. This is what you deserve. So I do feel in the past somebody did not receive what it is that they deserve, and somebody's about to receive some good coming back to them for what it is that they've put out there. So let's get a couple last messages from Spirit, guys. We're just going to keep it short and sweet today, but there might be a need to disconnect. There's definitely an energy of healthy boundaries. Where do you need to instill some healthy boundaries? Because there is somebody evolving and learning a very difficult life lesson when it comes to some past karma that has needed to be worked through this life. So yes, acknowledge that there was difficulties when it comes to healing from this past baggage, but I do think it all comes down to a father or a mother wound and healing that relationship with your parents. And so maybe this is deepening a bond with yourself, going towards being single as well. But I feel, yes, there is a brand new connection coming in here. Yes, this is what you prayed for. This is what you asked for. There is a need to look at a lesson one more time in order to bring it to completion. But somebody's path is being illuminated this weekend. There is a lot of truth after a period of feeling stuck, stagnant, out in the cold, going through a period of lack. It's like he's holding that sort of truth, right? It's the energy of Excalibur's sword being pulled from the stone and knowing exactly where it is you need to head towards when it comes to shifting your priorities and making some big life changes. So I feel this is a time of success, and financial security is coming up to be addressed, and manifesting a supportive parent, a supportive spouse, a good person to work well with is what I'm feeling, and releasing somebody that you just don't work well with that led to a lot of melodramatic situations. So make sure you're coming from a place of integrity this weekend. It is kind of time to release these negative thought manifestations, these fears surrounding money. There is nothing to fear. So I do feel there is somebody leaving your life. You're no longer going to be putting the work into this connection, because it's time to take these steps towards partnering with somebody that is your match, that will share your dreams. So releasing a past heartbreak is what I'm feeling in the energies this weekend. And that's kind of what I got, guys. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal or a soulmate reading, check out the description box below. And I do promise to get the rest of the new moon eclipse readings out before the weekend is over. So I hope you all have a good weekend, and I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.